What is up YouTube, and welcome back to another Etheria video. Second video today. I know it is crazy, but we are talking about the skill kits for the two new characters, the two new animuses coming out. On the RGB banner, we have the hollow or the green character Nevette, and then we have the red or reason character Diting. So Diting is getting an SSR upgrade, not an upgrade, but a separate banner. So it's a new character, but you know, he is going to be an SSR in his second form. So this is pretty exciting, and you're going to see that these characters look absolutely crazy. So let's start off with Nevette here. This is her skill kit. You can see her skill 1. I know it's very blurry, and that's not my fault. That's the resolution of Etheria's post. So it's literally how it is. I just saved it and then downloaded it and opened it here. But you're going to see that her skill 1, single target attack, 2 hits. Each hit has a chance to petrify for 1 turn. So it reminds me of Kazuya the Reverie. So that is her S1, but it is going to be post-nerf Kazuya the Reverie. So you can see her petrifies only 1 turn, so nothing too crazy. She does have an exclusive passive though, so you can see that she cannot trigger critical hits. However, when she does damage, she ignores target's defense based on her effect accuracy. And if the target is already under a control effect or is a boss, you will ignore more defense. So you're gonna see that you can just pretty much stack effect accuracy and HP on her. You do that anyways on CC like bruisers anyways, so yeah, not a huge deal, but she's gonna do decent damage as a CC character, which I don't really know if it's necessary because you have stuff like Jackal Guard, which also does a lot of damage and stuff like that, but okay, cool. We have a CC character that can do decent damage. So that's going to work on all of her skills because it's her passive, so just keep that in mind. Next we have her skill 2, Samsara. This is a 3-hit attack on a single enemy, and each hit will have a chance to steal 1 buff. So you're stealing buffs, not just dispelling, and you could steal up to 3, which is pretty good. And if the target has no buffs, you do extra damage with it. And then last but not least, we have her skill 3, Frost Crow. It's a 3-hit attack on everyone. It will have a chance to inflict block and petrify on each hit. So you're pretty much going to land block and petrify on everything. So you're going to pair her with something like a Heinrich or a Plume. Especially Plume's going to be very good with her. Plume's good with every CC character, right? Because she has a Dispel. And you land block and a CC, which is super broken, right? Block will stop any buffs, any Fushu shields, any Artisan shields, and stuff like that. Even Tiamat passive, so extremely powerful. And you're definitely going to want to pair her with something that can dispel for her. Now, you have to keep in mind that she doesn't crit, so you can't run her on Revelation. So if you're looking at this and foaming at the mouth, thinking that, oh my god, we have another Revelation CC character that we can abuse, and maybe turn 1 is back, no, you can't crit with her, so she's going to be mostly just, actually yeah, fully just a CC character, right? Now, in terms of her kit, I think she'll be very strong for CC gameplay. Block and a CC is very strong. Obviously, you still need to pair her with something to dispel, like Heinrich, or something like that, even like Holden. And also in Bruiser gameplay, I feel like she'll be pretty powerful. Just having CC chance on your S1 is really strong, and having an AoE CC is also very strong, right? We all know how Mio is, very powerful character right now in every archetype. And the fact that she's able to do more damage than Mio, and also still have a lot of CC with block, which is very good, and steal buffs, will make her a pretty strong character. So definitely looks very powerful. They recommend to put her on Jackal Guard, on Bloodbath and Swift Rush. Makes sense. I think that is going to be the best option. You could probably go Codex as well if you're planning to play her in a more aggressive playstyle. The next character we have is Diting here. So Diting, reason, so he's red, and now let's actually look at his skill kit. So he looks pretty strong. You're going to see that he is mostly going to be a bruiser. His skill 1 is a single target attack that scales off his defense, so you're just going to stack defense on him for the most part. And this has a chance to increase target skill cooldown by 1 turn. This looks pretty good. I don't know if it'll be that good, we'll have to see. But increasing target skill cooldown, always great. You can lock down characters. If you're against like a cleave team with like Messiah that gets pushed up by like Beyondtons and stuff like that, you can just spam S1 even though the Messiah is invincible and just reset the cooldown, which is pretty cool. And then you're going to see his passive is going to be that turn meter effects on allies, the ones that reduce your turn meter, will be reduced. So, really good against Mios, really good against, anything that pushes back your turn meter at all, obviously. So, gonna be good against those control teams. Next, we have his skill 2, Voltaic Shear. This is a single target attack, 3 hits, also scales with his defense. Each hit has a chance to push back the target's turn meter and inflict a 2-turn taunt. So this is one of the first 2-turn CCs we see. Throwback to Casio the Reverie. And this is going to be extremely annoying against cleave teams because if you don't have a cleanse or a dispel, which a lot of like pure cleave teams don't have, then you can lock down a character for 2 turns. So this looks really powerful. Then we have his ultimate, Retribution, is skill 3. AoE attack, also scales with defense, speed down, and torpor. I don't know what torpor is, they don't really specify. Shout out to the devs. For 2 turns. And then also you'll give all your allies Sanctolin for 2 turns. And then Sanctolin is an exclusive buff, blocks a portion of incoming damage based off of Diting's defense. So it's basically just a shield, I believe. And I don't know why they specify Sanctolin but not torpor. I guess it's because torpor is a new debuff to the game that they'll give other characters. But he looks like a pretty good like anti-cleave, anti-CC unit. I don't know if he'll be super broken because his kit kind of looks generic, right? He just has like a single target CC and like a speed down. It really is going to come down to what torpor is. But against cleave and CC, I can see him being a very solid pick. In bruiser matchups, I don't really know unless his damage ratios are insane. Defense scalers in this game always do a ton of damage, so if his damage is very high, then he's probably going to be very good as well. So that is Diting. What they recommend on him is the same setup on Jackal Guard. I feel like they're recommending Jackal Guard on literally every single character. I think this shell is a bit out of hand. So yeah, these are the characters, guys. I think they look pretty good. I think at the very least you'll be able to pick them in PvP. I don't really see them not being picked at all, especially Nevette. I think she'll be very good for sure. Diting we'll have to see because there's already 3 good bruisers in Tiamat, Rahu, and Holden. And I'm trying to think of a situation where you'll ever pick him over them, but it's pretty hard to imagine. I think he's like a good secondary cleave counter option alongside Tiamat. So, you know, if cleave players ban Tiamat, maybe you can pick him, but who knows, because he's a defense scaler that probably will get one-shot by Messiah on count anyways, so yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, that is pretty much it for today's video. Let me know in the comments down below which character you are looking more forward to. I think they said that both characters were supposed to be CC characters, but not really too sure because Diting looks like a bruiser. But maybe his new debuff that we saw, Torpor, is like a stun or something, because I think it translates to like being tired or something, so we'll have to see. But I'll be summoning for both characters. I'll be trying to test them out. I don't really have a lot of lattices, but I'll figure something out, maybe make them work without that much investment. But hopefully, you know, you guys are excited as I am for these characters, because Diting is one of my favorite characters. This guy carried me through the early game, so I'm gonna make him work. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.